Okay, hi everybody. Um, it's good to see you guys again. I know it's very, very difficult being in the homes with, all day with siblings and your parents. And we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later, what we can really do. But today I'd like to discuss a little bit about the Parsha Shavua this week. And we will continue with the laws of Pesach next time. And the Sedra is Vayakel and Pekudei, and it's Parshas HaChodesh. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to be in the Beit Knesset this Shabbat for the laning, for anything. So maybe we just should learn a little bit about the Sedra, and maybe we'll get a little more insight, and that will be very good to have this week. Again, as I told you, Parshas Vayakel Pekudei deals with a very intricate description of the building of the Mishkan. It goes through every intricate detail. And what happens is that at the end, when the work was all done, we learned that Moshe Rabbeinu saw all the work that Bnei Israel did in the construction of the Mishkan. Afterwards, Moshe Rabbeinu says, "Vayivorech Oisam Moshe." Moshe Rabbeinu blessed Bnei Israel. And the question is, what bracha did Moshe Rabbeinu give them? And the answer is, he said that God's presence should rest upon the work of your hands, that God's presence should rest among Bnei Israel. So the question arises, what bracha did Moshe give Bnei Israel different than God himself gave Bnei Israel earlier? God said, "V'asu li mishkan v'shachanti b'socham." They will make for me a mishkan, and I will rest among them. So why is Moshe Rabbeinu promising something that Hashem already promised? So the Chazal tell us that Moshe's bracha was not that Hashem would dwell among them, but that Bnei Israel should want that Hashem should dwell among them. Many times, a kehillah they can have batei midrashos, they can have houses of learning and houses of study and learning and davening and so on, but sometimes the people are really not interested in God dwelling among them. If we want to have Hashem's presence in our lives, if we want that Hashem's presence will rest on the work of our homes, then it's up to us. Moshe's blessing was, may you always want that Hashem should be part of your lives. If we want Hashem's presence to be in our lives, then we have to act in a certain way. We have to be able to let God into our lives and be part of us. To rest in the work of our hands, it's up to us what we do. And how and what must we do to merit this bracha? In our Sedra Pekudei, we find all through the Sedra a variety of Hebrew verbs. It's used in various activities involved in the construction of the Mishkan. It says Vayove, Vayiten, Vayisem, Vayifrotz, Vayosech, and they brought, and they gave, and they placed, and they spread, and they poured. I mean, over and over again, it uses all these verbs. And what we have to do is we have to incorporate these verbs into our own lives through action. In Jewish life, we have to keep doing things and do things. We all have jobs to do, and we have to do it. We have to be doers. Now, the thing is like this. When right now we're all sort of not quarantined, but we're all supposed to be in our homes and not leave our homes. The families, total families. I want you to know that there's a good possibility that this year we may have to be in our homes during Pesach also, with our families and without grandchildren and without guests, perhaps. And I want you all to know that this is not the first time that we're doing this. The first time we had to do this was the night before we left Mitzrayim, where Hashem told us to be in our homes. Every Jew should be in their own home. Do not leave it. Do not leave it. And at the stroke of midnight, when Hashem went through with Makas Bechoros, after that, it was time to leave our homes. And what did the Jews do when they were in their homes at that night? They ate the Korban Pesach. Well, what else did they do? There was Mesiras Nefesh. I'm sure they did something to show that they wanted and were willing to leave Egypt and to throw away all the abominations of Egypt. We too have to spend this time in our homes trying to do certain things that is really, they're really mitzvahs. To be nice to our siblings, to be kind, to do more chesed, to have respect for our parents. And we can do this. We can all do this. You know, when the Mishkan was done, it says that God's glory descended on the people, and the Torah uses the phrase, Vayichal Moshe Samalacha. And Moshe, in Hebrew, means Vayichal, he sort of completely finished. He finished the work. What does it say? Why does it say Vayichal? Why doesn't it say Vayigmor, the other word? The same, Vayichal is the same word that God used when Hashem finished his part of creation of the world. Vayichal Elokim b'yom hashvi melachto asher asa. Vayichal means that Hashem stopped doing his part. He did not complete it. We have to complete it. We are partners in Brias Olam. We have to perfect this world, and we have to finish what Hashem left for us to finish. And Moshe, too, left the completion of the Mishkan to Klal Yisrael. Now, what does that mean? Each one of us has to build a Mishkan. The Levavi Mishkan Evne. Everybody builds a Mishkan in their own heart. And we have to complete it in our own way, in our own personal way. And that's the way we have to do our part. And what is our part now that we're in our homes? We have to see to it that we help out, we're kind, we have more chesed, we have more respect. We're in each other's Daled Amas here. We're in each other's way, but we have to respect each other. And that's what we have to do. And I think that's a great lesson for this week's Parsha. Have a great Shabbos.